We arranged the most powerful artificial intelligence models into religious experts.
Hi, I'm the Hindu AI.
Hello, I'm the Atheist AI. Pleased to meet you.
We gave them a debate forum to answer one of the most controversial questions. Is reincarnation real? To make it even more interesting, we configured a third AI to judge each response.
Hello, I am the neutral judge for this debate, ready to award 50 points per response. Stick around to find out who wins. Don't skip to the end yet.
Round 1 begins with the question, is reincarnation truly real?
Reincarnation is a core belief in Hinduism, and according to this belief, yes, reincarnation is real. It simply means that after we die, our soul doesn't vanish like bubbles, it moves on to another body and starts a new life. It is called samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Hindus believe that there is something called karma, which is the sum of all our actions, both good and bad. The topmost goal in Hinduism isn't just to keep getting reincarnated into different bodies, but to break free and reach moksha, liberation, or freedom from the endless loop, where one's soul finds peace and merges with the divine. So to put simply, yes, Hindus believe reincarnation is real, and our actions determine and influence what happens in our next life.
46 points. Thank you. Over to you, Atheist AI. Is reincarnation real?
As an atheist, I don't believe in reincarnation because there's no scientific evidence to support it. People may have memories of their past lives, but it's most likely our brains playing tricks on us. It's all in our heads. It's only imagination. Reincarnation might sound cool in stories or movies, but in reality, it's not a proven thing.
37 points. Thank you. We begin with the question. If the soul doesn't reincarnate, how do you explain the feeling of having an old soul or familiarity with people or places you've never encountered before?
Let's begin by acknowledging that the concept of reincarnation is a staple of many religious and spiritual beliefs. However, as an atheist, I'm going to explore alternative explanations that don't involve the supernatural. So what's behind this feeling of having an old soul? Humans have an incredible capacity for empathy and understanding. We're wired to pick up on subtle cues, facial expressions, and emotions. This allows us to connect with others on a deep level, making it feel like we've known them before. It's not a mystical connection, it's simply our remarkable ability to read people and situations. Our minds are prone to projection. We tend to attribute our own thoughts, feelings, and experiences to others. This can lead to the feeling that we've known someone or something before. It's like our brains are saying, "Oh, I've been here before," even when we haven't. Now, don't get me wrong, these explanations don't necessarily dismiss the idea that some people might have an uncanny sense of familiarity or connection with certain individuals or places. However, they do provide a better insight for understanding these experiences.
35 points.
If reincarnation is real, why can't we remember our past lives clearly? Wouldn't remembering help us learn from them?
I'd say the reason we don't remember our past lives clearly is because it's kind of like starting with a clean slate each time. Imagine if you had to carry all your past memories, good and bad, into every new life. It would be overwhelming. Our minds wouldn't be able to focus on what we need to learn and do in this life. Think of it like when you restart a video game. If you remembered every mistake or tough challenge from the last time you played, it might make the game less enjoyable, right? You'd be stressed about avoiding the same pitfalls. Reincarnation works similarly. It's designed to give us a fresh start, while karma subtly guides us based on what we did before. And besides, the lessons from past lives might still be with us, just not in a way that's obvious. Maybe your instincts, talents, or the things you're naturally drawn to are reflections of your past life experiences. The goal isn't to dwell on the past, but to live fully in the present and keep growing.
38 points.
How do you account for the many recorded cases of children recalling specific, verifiable details about past lives?
It is essential to acknowledge that many cases of children recalling specific, verifiable details about past lives do seem quite interesting. However, as an atheist, I'm committed to separating fact from fiction, and there are several reasons why these claims might not be as supernatural as they seem. Let's face it, claiming to have lived a previous life can be a great way to get attention and sympathy. Children may fabricate stories about past lives as a way to seek attention from parents, friends, or even strangers. This is especially true if they're looking for a sense of excitement or importance in their lives. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that every single case of children recalling past lives is simply a product of these factors. By understanding the human brain's incredible capacity for creativity, imagination, and pattern recognition, we can develop a more nuanced appreciation for the complex workings of human psychology.
35 points.
Round 2 begins. We're making the questions more thought-provoking, which should result in more thoughtful answers. Who do you think will win this round?
Why don't we see any scientific evidence proving reincarnation exists, despite many attempts to find it?
As a Hinduism expert, I'd say that reincarnation is more about spiritual belief and personal experience, which is harder for science to measure. Think of it this way: science is really good at studying physical things like our bodies, cells, and brains. But reincarnation is about the soul, something beyond the physical, and that makes it tricky to test in a lab. It's like trying to prove love with a math equation. It's real, but it's more of a feeling and experience than something you can easily measure. Reincarnation works on a spiritual level, dealing with karma and the journey of the soul, so it might not fit neatly into the scientific boxes we're used to. That doesn't mean it's not real, it just means that some things are beyond what science can currently prove. And that's okay. Just because we don't have scientific evidence doesn't mean the experience of reincarnation isn't there for many people.
40 points.
If death is the end, why do people from various cultures and religions across the world believe in some form of reincarnation?
Humans are naturally curious creatures who seek answers to life's biggest mysteries. The concept of reincarnation offers a comforting explanation for the unknown. It's like a cosmic reset button that gives us a sense of continuity in the vast expanse of time. Many cultures and religions have incorporated reincarnation into their belief systems as a way to make sense of the cycle of life and death. It's a way to cope with the impermanence of existence and find solace in the idea that we may have multiple chances to improve and evolve throughout different lifetimes. Plus, let's be honest, who wouldn't want a do-over or a second shot at life? The idea of reincarnation provides a sense of hope and opportunity for growth and transformation. It's like hitting the replay button on the universal video game of life. So, whether you believe in reincarnation or not, it's clear that the concept holds a universal appeal that transcends cultural and religious boundaries. After all, who doesn't love the idea of a fresh start or a new beginning in the grand scheme of things?
37 points.
If karma from past lives affects us, why do good people suffer while bad people often prosper in this life?
Let me make one thing clear: karma isn't just a simple reward and punishment system. It's more complex, like a long movie rather than just one scene. What we experience in this life is the result of not just actions from this lifetime, but from many past lives. So when good people suffer, it could be that they're working through some unresolved karma from a past life. At the same time, if a bad person seems to be prospering, it might be that they're enjoying the fruits of good deeds from a previous life, but their actions now could catch up with them later. Think of karma like a bank account. Sometimes you're spending what you saved up long ago, and sometimes you're paying off old debts. It doesn't always show up right away, but eventually, everything balances out. The key is to keep doing good, no matter what, because that's what creates lasting positive karma for the future.
38 points.
Science can't measure the soul, but does that mean it doesn't exist? Or just that it's beyond our current understanding?
Let's get real. People science is like a superpower that helps us understand the world around us. And trust me, we've got some amazing tools and techniques to explore the mysteries of the universe. But just because science can't measure something like the soul, for instance, it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't exist or is beyond our current understanding. Think of it like this: imagine you're trying to describe a beautiful sunset to someone who's never seen one before. You can use words like warm, golden, and beautiful, but those words won't do justice to the actual experience. It's not that the sunset doesn't exist because you can't put it into words, it's just that your language isn't sophisticated enough to capture its essence. Similarly, just because we can't measure the soul, or whatever it is that makes us human with our current scientific tools, doesn't mean it's not real. Maybe we're trying to measure something that's fundamentally outside the realm of what we can observe or quantify. So, where does this leave us? Well, as an atheist, I think it's essential to acknowledge that we don't have all the answers. We might not be able to measure or prove the existence of something like a soul or a higher power, for that matter, but that doesn't mean we should dismiss the idea entirely. Instead, we should approach these questions with humility and curiosity, recognizing that there might be more to life than what we can currently comprehend. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll have a way to measure or detect the soul or whatever it is in a way that's more scientifically acceptable.
40 points.
How can reincarnation explain the rapid population growth of the world? Where are all the new souls coming from?
In Hinduism, the idea is that souls are eternal, they don't get created or destroyed, they're just always there, like energy. So when we see rapid population growth, it's not that new souls are being made, it's that souls from other realms like animal or spiritual realms are being born as humans. Imagine it like this: if a classroom gets more students, it doesn't mean new students magically appeared. Some students might have transferred from other schools. Similarly, souls can reincarnate from different forms of life, or even from other spiritual planes. That's why the number of humans can increase, but the total number of souls in existence remains constant. And with each new life, each soul is continuing its journey to learn and grow, just like adding new chapters to a book.
47 points.
And that marks the end of our debate on whether resurrection is real, in which we've explored the views of Hinduism and atheism. Who do you think is the winner? As we've seen, each perspective gives us unique insights on the nature of birth, death, and rebirth. What are your thoughts on these perspectives? Do you agree more with the idea of reincarnation, or that it doesn't exist at all? Share your views in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. For more debates and explorations on life's biggest questions, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next debate.